Hello friends on the channel. Today, I have a complex story to share with you about a college professor, his two attractive students, and a perplexing investigation that has the detectives stumped. I am eager to hear your thoughts on the movie, so please leave your comments below. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the film.
The story begins with Sam, a charming college professor who is loved by all his students, especially the female ones. One of his admirers is Kelly, who comes from a wealthy family in the city. However, not everyone is a fan of Kelly, including Susie, who lives a more modest lifestyle and has a grudge against Detective Ray for having previously arrested her for drug possession. One day, Sam is mooring his yacht when Kelly approaches him and asks for a ride home. He takes her, and they are greeted by her mother, Sandra, who had an affair with Sam in the past. On weekends, college students help Sam by washing his Jeep, and Kelly and her friend are invited to join after cleaning the car. However, Kelly is disappointed when Sam shows no interest in her, and she goes home upset. The next day, she doesn't show up to college and tells her mother that Sam took advantage of her. Detectives Ray and Gloria take on the case and record Kelly's statements. Sam hires a strange private lawyer named Ken as his defense, but Sam denies all allegations when questioned. The investigation becomes increasingly complex, leaving the detectives unsure where to start. Kelly's domineering mother incites the entire town to turn against the professor and his young lover. The professor is relentlessly harassed, and the following morning, a lawyer visits him. During their conversation, the professor reiterates that he never engages in sexual relations with his students out of principle. That same evening, Susie contacts the detectives and invites them to her home. She alleges that a year ago, Professor Sam took advantage of her. Remarkably, she uses the same words as Kelly did during her interrogation. This evidence proves crucial, and the professor is arrested and held in custody until his trial. At the trial, Kelly confirms her testimony during cross-examination. When it's Susie's turn to testify, Ken's lawyer skillfully reminds her that the professor had previously helped her avoid jail twice and was a good friend to her. Despite this, she claims that he took advantage of her. However, a month after the alleged incident, Susie is arrested with drugs and contacts the professor again for help. Unfortunately, he was on vacation at the time, and Susie is forced to go to jail. The girl ultimately caves under pressure and confesses that she and Kelly had falsely accused Professor Sam out of spite. Susie had done so because he had failed to help her avoid jail, while Kelly was angry because Sam had rejected her, even though he was already sleeping with her mother. The lies of Kelly's family ruined the professor's life and career, and they were forced to pay him a settlement of up to $8 million, which came from Kelly's grandfather's inheritance. However, Kelly had been in cahoots with Sam to obtain the inheritance early, and Susie had helped them. The three of them spent the night together, but Detective Ray quickly uncovered their scheme. He warned Kelly that Sam and she might kill Susie to keep the money for themselves. He also threatened Susie, reminding her of how he had killed her friend Dave, and hinting that he knew about the scam. Susie panicked and went to Kelly's house, where Sam called and suggested they meet one last time. They all ended up at a deserted beach, where they eventually parted ways. The man asks Kelly to fetch a plaid for them, and then takes advantage of the drunken girl by leading her into the bushes and killing her. The couple then takes the victim's body to a swamp where the man buries it. Susie's grandmother contacts the detectives when her granddaughter fails to return home, and Detective Ray arrives with one of Sam's students at the beach where Susie is known to frequent. Bloodstains, presumably belonging to Susie, are discovered on someone's teeth. The captain arrives at the beach and temporarily removes Ray from the case. During a stakeout of the suspects, Sam notices Gloria and invites her to his hotel room, where he shows her Kelly's personnel file, which suggests that the girl may have killed Susie. Gloria reports this to Ray, who then informs her that the blood found on the beach belongs to Susie. Ray goes to Kelly's mansion to protect her from Sam, but their meeting turns violent and results in gunshots. The detective claims that he shot Kelly in self-defense, but he is fired from the police force for disobeying orders from the captain. Forensic evidence reveals that the blood traces found on Kelly's car match Susie's blood, leading the police to conclude that Kelly was responsible for Susie's murder. Meanwhile, Sam enjoys a lavish lifestyle on a tropical island, but his world is disrupted when an unexpected visitor arrives. The guest who shows up is revealed to be Ray, who was involved in the scam all along and has now come to collect his share of the money. Sam tells Ray that there's a problem and he'll have to wait a few days for the money, but offers him the chance to go sailing on a yacht in the meantime. Sam attempts to get rid of Ray by asking him to pull a stuck cable and throwing him overboard, but Ray manages to climb back onto the boat. Suddenly, someone launches a harpoon at Ray. It turns out to be Susie, who is still alive and remembers Ray's murder of her friend Dave. Susie launches another harpoon at Ray and kills him. Eventually, Sam and Susie are alone and she offers him a cocktail, but he doesn't trust her and she assures him that she doesn't know how to sail, so she won't kill him. Sam drinks the cocktail, but it turns out to be poison, and Susie makes him fall overboard with a quick movement of her hand before sailing away on the boat. Although it seems like the movie is coming to an end, the story takes us to Susie's grandmother's house, where Detective Gloria pays her a visit. Gloria inquires about former Detective Ray, and Susie's grandmother reveals that he once came to see a woman of ill repute whom he started physically assaulting one night. When a man who loved the woman intervened and tried to defend her, Ray shot and killed him in front of Susie. Ray then arrested and imprisoned the woman. Susie's grandmother also shares that Kelly's grandfather used to come hunting in the area and once brought a pregnant girl with him, whom he later abandoned in the swamps. That woman then adopted the baby and named her Susie. As a result, Susie and Kelly's mother are half-sisters, and Susie is Kelly's aunt. Before leaving, Gloria notices a yacht that Susie's grandmother's son is getting ready to sell. It turns out that the yacht belongs to Susie, and she is skilled at steering it. We also learn that Susie had high scores on intelligence tests. We finally find out how the story began with a chance encounter between Kelly, a student, and her teacher, Sam. Kelly offered Sam a pill, and they spent the night together. Susie later showed Sam pictures of their encounter, angry that he didn't help her avoid jail. Susie, being crafty, came up with a plan for a money scam and brought in Detective Ray, with whom she had a score to settle over the arrest and murder of Dave's friend. Later, through Sam, Kelly was also involved, and Detective Ray came to kill Kelly that night, but he ended up wounding himself in the shoulder. Susie then pulled out her own teeth to stage the murder. In the end, Kenneth the lawyer visits Susie and gives her Sam's money minus his fee, saying that the case is covered and wishing her good luck. This concludes the movie, and the audience is invited to share their thoughts in the comments section and stay tuned for more on the channel.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe the channel for more videos.